When you look through the history of hip-hop, it's littered with names that were taken too soon, victims of the game. The fame, the fortune, and often the streets are what end their career prematurely. This list has grown every year since the introduction of rap as a genre, and shows no sign in slowing down. From the shooting of Scott LaRock in New York City in the late 80s, all the way to people like King Von, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle, and Takeoff in the 2020s. But one rapper is missing from this list, one that everyone thought was going to be on there real soon. Tekashi 6ix9ine, the man who built an entire career off faking being a gangster, snitched on his own gang after they abducted him, and made it his mission to disrespect every rapper to the point where many believe he's still living on borrowed time, and recently, that time almost ran out on him.
Go ahead. Take a picture, I want to be famous now. That's how they supposed to treat you.
6ix9ine exploded in popularity in 2017, dropping tracks like Gummo, Cuda, Billy, and Rondo. Every single one came with a US Billboard Hot 100 placing, and a music video that showed 6ix9ine surrounded by gang members representing the red bandanas of a blood set. He threw the infamous blood gang signs and rapped aggressively over high energy beats about things he was doing in the streets. He showed money, guns, women, and everyone having a great time. The reception to his music and his appearance varied heavily. He had rainbow hair, a rainbow grill, tattoos with the number 69 all over his body and face, and every song was repetitive. It lacked complexity. But they were also high energy, and people couldn't get enough. Not just of his music, but his social media antics.
Bro, I'm good in my hood. Love me in my town. But y'all need to get yourself some money, cause you be broke. Niggas that be talking mad shit be broke. Get you some money, bro. Of course, be at the fucking top of the fucking game, bro. At the top of the fucking game. #1 records. Tell Drake to join this. I'm about to beef with Drake right now. I want to beef with Drake right now.
During this time, he was literally everywhere. If a conversation was being held in the rap world, he involved himself. If you weren't his friend in the industry, you were his enemy, and he used all of his enemies to get his name out there. Love him, hate him, respect him or disrespect him. If you mentioned 6ix9ine, you were helping him win, and the rap game couldn't keep his name out their mouth.
Tell him what you running. Tell him what you running.
New York Mines, right?
Tell him what you running.
New York is mine, man. All you do is hide behind a camera with rainbow hair and a bunch of face tats that you got in honor of me, because I'm your dad.
That's an easy one for me. I'd sign Nick Cannon, because Tekashi, I don't know how much longer he's going to be around.
As time went on, he was surrounded by more and more gang members, one particular being Shotty, who came on the scene just after his blow-up and called himself 6ix9ine's manager.
We were just talking about, what's all that? Nice to meet you too, man.
Give me a Treyway real quick.
Give him a Treyway real quick.
It's Treyway!
Oh, gosh.
Clearly, Shotty was also managing more than his music career, and was a high-ranking member of the 9 Trey gangster bloods that 6ix9ine now represented. Despite people claiming 6ix9ine wasn't a real gangster and he was just being used by the gang for money and fame, he was now really involved in the life, whether he liked it or not. Whether he started out being fake, this was now real, and it was clear if they were just using him, he was using them too. Instead of hiring security, he was surrounded by street dudes, and they were protecting their cash cow. And it became clear that protection is exactly what 6ix9ine needed. He was beefing with Chicago rappers like Chief Keef, resulting in this viral video, where you can see the girl next to him really didn't like the idea of being too close to someone who's talking reckless about such a notorious name.
I know that personally. What y'all gonna give me 48 hours? Yo, wait 2 months. Yo, this thing gonna die? Where I'ma die? Fuck Chief Keef. Fuck Lil Reese. Fuck all them niggas. Fuck y'all talking about this fucking Treyway, nigga.
Treyway!
I bet y'all pull up to New Jersey now.
Not long after this video was filmed, and another video showing 6ix9ine reportedly putting $30,000 as a hit out on Chief Keef and his cousin, there were shots fired at the pair outside a hotel in New York. Chicago rappers and street dudes alike let it be known, don't come to Chicago or somebody's gonna get you. 6ix9ine responded, of course, in the way he always did, by doing the most disrespectful thing he possibly could, all for those social media clicks.
Coalition, no block. It's 10 o'clock. What the fuck is that? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m.
At this point, 6ix9ine's name was involved in multiple violent altercations across a handful of months, talked about it in songs, talked about it on social media, and with all that being documented online, it had people questioning, was he stupid? Did he know no one was dumb enough to touch him and throw away their life while it was so public? Or was he just so protected with the gang and the security that he didn't fear any repercussions?
Yo, bro, I move so militant that you can't touch me. That's why I talk reckless.
Maybe this was true, but what 6ix9ine didn't know is that while he probably was safe from the outside while they were going to protect him, it was the inside he needed to worry about.
So I I look at the little side view mirror of the car, when I see a guy coming with a big ass gun, just like hoodied on, running towards my door, my heart dropped to my ass. I'm like, this can't be happening right now. Opens the door, puts the gun in my face. Yo, give me everything, run everything. I'm like, oh, they got me. It's over. It's over.
The kidnappers knew everything about him. This was clearly a setup. He even knew the kidnappers by name. They were in his gang. They drove him straight to his house, which they didn't know where he lived. They made him call his girlfriend, and she ran down to the street with $1 million in jewelry.
I'm running straight down the middle of the street, running. All you hear is, stop running, stop running. Yo, why you running? I hit a left, I hit another left. I see a Uber, like a Uber cab driver. I reach for his back door, I open it. When I open it, I just jump in the backseat and close it. I'm like, drive. Remember, I'm bleeding from my face. I'm bleeding. He don't know if I'm a psychopath trying to, he's like, get out my car. I'm like, yo, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'ma die. Like, stop panicking. Like, I'm gonna die, just please drive. Like, please, drive.
What he realised after the fact was that while the gang was split in two factions and one faction were responsible for the abduction that almost turned to a murder, the other side, specifically Shotty, his manager, was the only one who knew where he'd just moved to. This was when 6ix9ine figured out the gang he thought were his brothers were setting him up.
And I'm like, nobody could touch me. What? Who gonna touch me? Who? I knew how strong my team was. Nobody could touch me. To this day, nobody could touch me. The only way you could touch me is if you were already next to me.
Yeah, if you was in your team. Gotcha.
Over the next few months, he figured out Shotty was fucking his girlfriend, but didn't want to believe it until he got her phone and saw the messages. He then fired everyone and quit the gang publicly on social media, something you're just not allowed to do. You can't just leave a street gang, but 6ix9ine did in the same way he did everything else, with complete disrespect.
I fired everybody in my team. I got no manager, I got no booking agent, no PR, no public. I don't got nobody on my team. It's just me. Whoever is booking shows for Tekashi 6ix9ine is stealing your fucking money. Treyway. Psych. Fuck Treyway. Treyway to my dick.
Right after this was filmed in an interview on The Breakfast Club, 6ix9ine was contacted by Homeland Security. They told him they're investigating his gang, the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods, and they'd intercepted a wiretap threatening his life. They told him Shotty, his manager, his brother, and the guy who initiated him into the gang was fucking his baby mother behind his back. They then played the recording of Shotty speaking to the other high-ranking members of the gang, and they were planning to kill him.
Blood, the guy that be on drugs, the nigga said fuck Treyway, he said fuck Treyway, bum ass nigga, baby ass nigga. Ain't no Treyway, like ain't no more Treyway. Like I made that shit. What? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna feed him though. They got the fucking shit right there.
Now it all made sense. How did security footage of the abduction exist months prior? Because the feds were investigating the gang, and 6ix9ine's driver was already an informant. They bugged the car.
Run it, nigga. Give me everything. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. No, stop. Wait. Chill. Where your man at? Give me your money. Where your money at?
They just kidnapped 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine? They just kidnapped from my car.
At this time, the federal government offered him protection. He declined and went home. Within days, 6ix9ine and 11 other gang members, including Shotty and Mel Murder, who were plotting to kill him on the phone call, were arrested on racketeering charges related to operating a criminal enterprise, conspiracy to commit murder, robbery, extortion, and drug distribution.
What were you arrested for?
Racketeering charges, violent crimes, shootings, drug distribution.
At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government?
Yes.
When did that happen?
November 19th, the day after we was taken down.
Were you a member of any gang?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the gang that you were a member of?
The 9 Trey Bloods. 9 Trey Blood.
On February 1st, 2019, Daniel Hernandez, also known as 6ix9ine, pled guilty to 9 charges and faced a possible mandatory charge of 47 years in prison. 15 days later, a plea deal document revealed that 6ix9ine was going to testify against his co-defendants and could possibly avoid jail time altogether. What people thought at the time was that as soon as he was facing these charges, he just flipped on the gang. What he revealed later, with the inside job of the robbery, the fact Shotty was trying to set him up, the fact they planted guns in his apartment that were used in robberies before, and of course that the gang, Shotty in particular, was stealing from him with all of the management booking fees. If they said a show was 60 grand, it was actually 160 and they were just pocketing the rest. As soon as he heard the phone call saying that they were going to kill him, that's when he decided to snitch. Not when he actually got arrested. For 6ix9ine to testify in his help in the investigation, he was handed a 2-year sentence, including time served. He was released to house arrest in July of 2020, and on August 1st, 2020, he finished his sentence. All of his other co-defendants, the other members of the gang, were charged and sentenced. Some of them, including Shotty, will be behind bars for at least another 8 years. Now, if you think being a snitch is a career killer in rap, well, 6ix9ine got released and immediately went back to his usual ways, explaining why what he did wasn't really snitching. Because for you to be a snitch, you have to break the street code, but the code was already broken long before he did what he did to avoid prison.
If there is a street code, right? If there is a street code and there's something so-called as loyalty and everything and no snitching and all of that, I get it, right? But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you was stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that? So who broke it first? I get it. Don't fight fire with fire. I'm sorry. But what did I do wrong?
And just like the rest of his career, it seemed like no matter what happened to 6ix9ine, it all worked out in his favour. As soon as he released, everyone wanted to know what was going to happen, what was he going to do. When he released his first song out of prison, Goober, it broke records with 43 million views in the first 24 hours, which made it the most watched hip-hop video in a 24-hour span ever. In terms of his behaviour, if you think being abducted, finding out his own gang was plotting to kill him, finding out other rappers were out to kill him, knowing that all gang members across the world would love the opportunity to get to him for violating the code, and that most of the internet was watching to see what happened to him was going to change his behaviour at all, well, you'd be super wrong. In fact, if anything, he got even worse.
Yo, you think King Von thirsty? I think King Von thirsty. Look, yo, drink that. I'ma pee on you, nigga. Yo, listen, I'ma keep it a stack with you, man.
Come here.
Look, stop bringing me. Yo, you don't gotta bring me. You tough by yourself, right? You tough by yourself, right? Bro, put that shit away. Cause when you shit it on yourself, you didn't pull that out.
Man, I don't want to hear that shit.
Shit it on yourself, you didn't pull that out.
And of course, within months of being out of prison, he was straight affiliating with more people from the street. But of course, the streets didn't forget. And there's always going to be people looking for the opportunity to get their name in the headlines by doing whatever they can to him. And that if he's caught without security, bad things are going to happen.
Go ahead.
Take a picture. Go ahead. Take a picture. I want to be famous now.
Just goes to show no matter what, he's going to have to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life. But what makes following 6ix9ine's journey so fascinating is that it has all the hallmarks of a reality stranger than fiction story. Nobody would think this dude would still be around after all this. And if you watch his interviews, he's a legit entertainer. He has presence that takes over anything he's in. His live shows are regarded as some of the most high energy, crazy experiences in hip hop. People love listening to him talk and seeing what he's going to do next. He's loved around the globe for his music, and not just rap as 6ix9ine, but also with a massive Spanish audience, with songs like Bebe having 1.4 billion views on YouTube. So it's impossible to say what's going to happen with the rest of his story, but no matter what, it's going to undoubtedly be one of the most watched stories on the internet. And is anything really enough to change his behaviour? Because if being abducted at gunpoint, having his best friends try to kill him, going to federal prison, being beaten by a gang of men in Planet Fitness saunas didn't already do so, then will anything? And the question still remains, will 6ix9ine wind up on the list of hip-hop stars taken before their time? Or did he really manage to get away with breaking every rule, being the most disrespectful person in the entire industry, snitching on his gang, and still walking away rich, famous, successful, and safe? And is he really living the life he portrays? Or like many other rappers, faking the wealth while being dead broke and hoping nobody notices, except of course American Express, who are suing him right now for $120,000 in credit card debt. So that's 6ix9ine, the rapper voted most likely to end up on the list, but somehow, narrowly, he's still here.